Welcome back to our second hour of World Crisis Radio, and now we want to look at the Obama situation. Let me just remind you, take a look at Tarpley.net. There's a detailed article. You've got calls to dump Obama now appearing on Firedog Lake. You've got Lori Price of Citizens for Legitimate Government calling for the primarying of Obusha. Primary Obusha, meaning having a primary opponent for Obama in the Democratic presidential primaries. We've got a poll from before the election showing that 47% of Democrats would welcome and support a primary challenge to Obama. And now that was all before Obama's latest preventive capitulation. Obama's treachery knows no bounds. He's now in favor of tax cuts for the rich. He of budget austerity and sacrifice and all this, we're expected to keep the Bush tax cuts for the rich as part of Obama's political strategy. That is what Axelrod has suggested, and this is the typical thing. We've seen this before on the public option and any number of other issues. This is the Obama strategy of cowardice and capitulation. Now, that's the tax issue. Then you're going to have the betrayal on Afghanistan, right? Remember, Obama said he's going to start a withdrawal in July of next year. That is now looking very, very unlikely. It looks like endless war with the Tea Party fanatics and reactionary Republican warmongers coming into the House of Representatives. And you've also got this whole question of the Austerity Commission, sellouts on Medicare, Social Security, the tax code, all designed to shift the cost of the Depression off the backs of the financiers who created it and onto the backs of the middle class. But, of course, in the middle of all this is what Obama's doing completely illegal? Let's go and ask Phil Berg in Philadelphia, right, the lawyer who first raised the issue of Obama's qualifications at the Supreme Court in August of 2008. Welcome, Phil.
My pleasure to be on. Several things are ongoing right now. I don't know if your listeners caught it. If not, I put out a press release, which can be seen on my website, which is obamacrimes.com, and that's the introduction of Obama in India. Obama was speaking last week to CEOs in Mumbai, India, and Spice Jet founder, I can't get the name, Casagra. According to Jake Tapper of ABC News, senior White House correspondent, the conversation started off, as he said, a bit odd. I don't think it was odd. I think it's to the point. Real quick, I can say Mr. Casagra said, "Thank you. Welcome, Mr. President, to India as a fellow Kenyan. I'm very proud to see that you made," and then the president adds, "made something of myself." That is very interesting. As a fellow Kenyan, I think it supports my position all along that he was born in Kenya. At the end of it, Jake Tapper then makes a statement. Obviously, the president is not a Kenyan. One supposes Mr. Cassandra meant of Kenyan ancestry or something. Well, if Mr. Cassandra really meant that, he would have said that. I think it's just another point, another piece of evidence that Obama is a total fraud, a phony to the United States of America because he was born in Kenya. His mother could not convey natural-born status, and it is outrageous. Now, I've talked to you off air, and I won't go into it. Shortly next week, I'm going to be putting out a press release, and if everyone will discuss it on your show next week. I don't want to mention now because I don't want anybody to jump on it. But we'll have something very interesting coming up in a press release Monday or Tuesday on obamacrimes.com. And we'll be discussing that with you next week, Webster, of how we plan to proceed to get the matter of Obama up on the front page, because that's our goal. I really believe if we can make this a front page story, Obama's out of office. It's a total disgrace what he has done. This is the biggest hoax against the United States of America in 234 years. And it's outrageous that he's now been in office over a year and a half, and we're still discussing this issue because it's real important. As I've said to you before, for your listeners, we are really the umbrella for everyone else. The reason I say that is because many of you out there have issues with Obama, dealing with job loss, dealing with health care, dealing with the war, dealing with Social Security. But we're the umbrella, and the reason I say that is because if I am correct, which I know I am, that Obama is a fraud. He's a usurper. He has no business being president, and therefore, when we can get him removed from office, and sadly the courts aren't complying, so we have to do it through a peaceful revolution of all the citizens in this country, everything that Obama has done is voidable, and it'll all become void. And I really believe that, especially the health care bill, and now it's a danger coming up with the Congress coming back. They're planning to pass other things that are detrimental to, in my opinion, the citizens of this country. So it's really urgent that everyone look into us, work with us to get Obama out. Now, Obama just thinks everything's golden, and no matter what he can do, and he made some announcement when he was in India, which would create some jobs in the United States, but he was just rebuffed at the conference over in
in Korea, yes, the G20 in Seoul.
The G20, yeah, thank you. He was rebuffed there because he wanted to do certain things. He expected other things, but South Korea would not do what he wanted, and the whole group wouldn't do what he wanted. And I think it's because they're looking, and people around the world are realizing that Obama is a fraud. He's a phony, that what he says doesn't have the meaning. He has really downgraded the United States of America, and that's a shame, and we have to do something to stop it, because our money right now is, we owe China a fortune, and China can really take advantage of us, and we have to build up the independence we have in this country, and we don't need someone like Obama who went around the world apologizing for the United States, and also bowed down to the Saudi king, bowed down to the Japanese empire, and bowed down to the leader of China. This does not set a good precedent, and I think we can just see by the conference that just took place, the G20, where he was rebuffed. And I'm sure, he's now getting attacked, not only from the right, he's getting attacked on the left because of things that he's doing or trying to do. And he's trying to make everyone happy. It's not working. But, again, whatever issue it is, we are the umbrella for all of you. It's vital you join in with us. It's vital that you spread the word of, when you're off air, to spread the word of ObamaCrimes.com, 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 because we have all the information there. We're going forth. We're not going to give up. We're in our 28th month or something like that. I'll have to count it. It's just, and we're going to keep going. It's costing us whatever you can do. We had a rally in Washington, D.C. It was decent. I wish more people had come, but a lot of people emailed us and called us and said they were afraid to go because, we're really going against the president. So the important thing is that the message is getting out. People around the country, around the world are knowing that he's a fraud, and we have to work together on this. And I think if we do, Webster, if we work together on this, we can accomplish something. Now, we have one case left, which is going up to the U.S. Supreme Court. The problem with it is the Supreme Court doesn't have to take the case. We're hoping they do. That's the case where I filed that was sealed originally under false claim or qui tem. And there I'm alleging that Obama is not only not natural born, therefore can't be president, he's not naturalized, therefore his term as a U.S. Senator from Illinois was fraudulent. And this is crucial, and the crucial part of that is that type case, the false claims or qui tem case, has already been up to the U.S. Supreme Court, who has decided that the person bringing that action, in this case me, has standing. So the standing issue, which has fallen down on most of the other cases, that's not even an issue in this case, and you can look at this on our website, and we're raising the issue of conflict of interest, and that either I should be able to handle this thing, or a special prosecutor should be appointed. So we're going to keep going on this. We're going to keep pressing the issue because it's vital. Listen, everyone out there, the discussion you're hearing now on this air with Webster, this can go away with this administration. Work hard. As the Constitution starts, we the people. Go to ObamaCrimes.com.
Okay, Phil. Thanks very much, and we'll see you next week, and we will be working on that the project that you mentioned.
Very good. Thank you.
Soon, and we'll be back in just a minute on World Crisis Radio.